It feels so good to be back at the Emirates Stadium. It feels so good to be back. So good to be back. But against Leicester City, you have questions, especially basing on the way we have been performing and all that. But I still believe we can win this game. We can win. The first game, I'm going to see three midfielders in the middle of the park for Arsenal. For me, that is amazing. It's just enough. It's just enough. Three midfielders in the middle of the park. For me, that is enough. Welcome back to the Arsenal podcast, my guys. My name is Kosi. Arsenal versus Leicester City match preview. Let us go into the first lineups. Who starts for Arsenal? Ban Leno is in goal. Hector Bellerin, David Louis, Gabriel Magalhaes, Kian Tierney, Danny Ceballos, Granit Xhaka, Thomas Partey, Bukayo Saka, Alexander Lacazette, and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. No Willian in this case. No Pepe. I imagine this must be a 4-2-3-1. You think what I'm thinking? It must be a 4-2-3-1 because you don't have Willian there. You also don't have Pepe. The bench, Runason, Maitland Niles, Mustafi, El Neni, Willock, Pepe, and Eddie Nketiah. So Willian is not in the starting lineup. He is not on the bench either. So if I can just look at this, I don't think he's going to play a 3-4-3. It might not be like that. He might play a back four: Bellerin, David Louis, Gabriel Magalhaes, and Kian Tierney. Now, they must be two. Of course, he's too defensive. You guys know that. The time you have seen Mikel Arteta, we know how defensive he is. He likes the defensive part of his game. So, I think he's going to use two holding midfielders. That is Granit Xhaka and Thomas Partey. Slightly ahead of them, you will have Danny Ceballos. It's what I think. Then, of course, you can't forget he must use man himself, Bukayo Saka on the left or the right, and then Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang must be the only striker for Arsenal today. What's a lineup? I'm excited. I want to be very honest with you. I'm excited about this. I'm really excited. It's a nice lineup, very good lineup. Leave alone the defense. If he goes for a back four, this is going to be the second time he's going for a back four because against Rapid Vienna, we played a 4-4-2. I don't know why he went for a 4-4-2, Eddie Nketiah and Alexander Lacazette, but we played a back four, a midfield of four, and two strikers. Now, I don't expect Mikel Arteta to give us a 4-4-2 today, but it might be something like a 4-2-3-1 where we have Partey and Granit Xhaka partner to combine. That is, in front of the back four, which is okay. I don't see any reason as to why we've been using a 3-4-3. Our defense is okay. We have improved so much. There is no need for us to go with the back with almost 5 defenders on the pitch. So good news, we have 3 midfielders on the in the middle of the park, and I think that's going to create a little bit more difference. One, we can have the we are going to have the numbers in the midfield because literally Bukayo Saka is another midfielder these days. He plays like a midfielder. He's not a winger. He's no longer a defender. So that means he is going to play just as just as a midfielder. So it means we could have almost 4 midfielders in the middle of the park. And there is no reason as to why we should be afraid of Leicester City, especially when we are at the Emirates. We have, the last 14 games we have played against them, we have beaten them 12 times and 2 draws. We don't have a loss. So I don't think, of course, you've got to respect them. They're a very good club. You've got to respect them. They're a very good club, but we don't need to be afraid of them. We don't need to be. If there is in any way that I'm mistaken, you should tell me, but I don't think we should over-respect them. The problem we have been having with big teams or top 6 members is that kind of respect that Mikel Arteta gives to them. We give them the respect at times they do not deserve, like the Manchester City game. I never at one point in time thought Manchester City deserved that respect. I never thought about it. Yeah, I know they're a good club. They have, they are very good, midfield and players and the quality. But I never thought that we needed to respect Manchester City in that kind of way. It was not called for. They were as bad as any other, side. And you can see, we failed to get a point against them, but West Ham get a point against them. Leeds, they get a point against Leeds. Actually, it's not Leeds that got a point against Manchester City, but it's City that got a point against Leeds. So if you add up these things, guys, if we just add up these things, you can see that we need to stop respecting these teams so much. We just need to do our thing, press the game. If you're going to beat a team like Leicester City, they have a good midfield. Their manager, Brendan Rodgers, is one of the best managers when it comes to passing that ball. You've seen him at Swansea, you've seen him, seen him at Liverpool, you've seen him at Leicester City. He's a good manager. You give him that respect. But we are a big club at the Emirates Stadium. That should communicate something. When we are playing, that should communicate something. Someone should sense it in their heads. Someone should see it that Arsenal is playing at the Emirates Stadium. That fear factor should be coming back as soon as possible. Whether creativity is going to be a big problem until either Danny Ceballos steps up or Willian gets to play in that number 10 role the way he should do. But apart from that, I think the creativity is going to be a problem. I've already predicted this game, and I went for a 2-2 draw. I think Arsenal will score 2, and I also think Leicester City can score 2 goals in this one. But if I'm going to go to the to the extreme, who can win it? I think Arsenal. I think we can get this 3-2, 2-1. But it depends on how good we are. I want to look at some of your comments. Nathan saying, "Can I join?" Of course, why not? Joining is as easy as this. Let me just get you a link. Why can't I get you a link? Guests, invite a guest, copy to clipboard. Okay, I think whoever wants to join me, you're going to be able to join me. So I'll be dropping for you a link there in the description as soon as possible. Yeah. Why can't I have new comments? Okay, I'm going to try to join in everyone. Where is Willian? This is Emmanuel. I think, yeah, we need to see Willian, but in the past games, he has not been in fine form. So it's not, it's okay. We can leave him out. We can leave him out for today. Daniel says, indeed, have liked our lineup. Yeah, it's not a bad one. It's not a bad one. Obviously, it's not a bad one. I think, my problem is always with changing so much. That's a problem, I don't want, this kind of lineups that change all the time. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. If we can, because why don't we use those 3 midfielders? We need to use them. We just need to use them. Use the 3 midfielders, then 3 attackers. Good to go. Arsenal fan circle says it's a 4-3-3. Yeah, you're saying it's a 4-3-3. Partey, Ceballos, Xhaka, okay, and then Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Saka. Yeah, I don't think you might not be very far from the answer. True. And then Timan says it's a it's a 4-3-3. Okay, thank you so much. Kosi, this is Paul. We are going to smash them 3-0. Thank you so much, Paul. There, Martin says no, Kosi, 3-1. Okay. Boz says Auba should be center forward, and we need a winger where he plays. Yeah, I think this has been a song for long. But let me tell you this, guys. I don't think Aubameyang playing as a winger restricts him from scoring the goals. He might not be getting the attention now. He might not be getting in the numbers right now. But I believe if we can create the chances, Because last season he scored double figures, 20, 21. I think it was 21, missing the golden boot with just by one goal. And if you ask me why didn't he score a hat-trick against Watford in the final, my answer is I don't know. Abubakar Tiang. I don't know why he didn't score a hat-trick against Watford on the final day. But yeah, I agree with you. Aubameyang should be center forward, but maybe Mikel Arteta is thinking about creating more chances of scoring more goals. You got to think about that. When you have Aubameyang on the pitch, it's easy to mark him out. But if you have another player like Alexander Lacazette, he drives away the bodies, and then Aubameyang can get space, or Aubameyang drives away the bodies, and then Lacazette can get space. And of course, you know what Lacazette offers to Arsenal on that forward line. That kind of hold-up play, the best hold-up striker. He does that better than any striker I know in the Premier League. Holding up the ball, better than any striker. Better than any striker. How is our formation? It's a 4-3-3. It's a 4-3-3. Aubameyang will be on the left, Saka on the right. You have Alexander Lacazette and 3 midfielders. Yes. I wanted this, and I'm excited. I'm getting excited. I wanted those 3 midfielders. There is no reason as to why Mikel Arteta has been giving me, a whole lot of defenders. He has been using around 5 defenders on the pitch. Bellerin, Tierney, then he uses Holding, Magalhaes. No, that should stop. Need information. We need information. 4-3-3. Yeah, it's a 4-3-3. It's a 4-3-3, and I think it's a good one. It's a good one against Leicester City. It's a good one. We can also use this kind of lineup on a daily basis. Match in, match out. If we can use it as a 4-3-3, it can change into a 4-2-3-1 at times. It can change into a 4-4-2 on the pitch. We need to see that consistency in Mikel Arteta. I'm really glad. I'm really happy with him. I'm really happy. Smash up the like button and get the subscriptions in as well. Andrew says this is going to be a 4-1. I don't think you guys are not respecting Leicester City. Leicester City need a lot of respect. You know that. They need to be respected. They're a big club. They are good enough. But if you haven't seen our lineup, if you haven't heard, of course not seen, but if you haven't heard of the lineup, Banleno starts in goal, 4 defenders, Hector Bellerin. I also have problems with Hector Bellerin. He's not the best right back. He's not the best right back. Now, I don't mean to insult him, and I don't mean to say that he's not worth playing, but I've seen Cedric play on a number of occasions, and in my head, I have a question. What if we tried Cedric Soares in the right back? In the center back, David Luiz is a Brazilian affair as well. David Luiz and Gabriel Magalhaes. Of course, we know what Gabriel Magalhaes offers to this team. There are no questions about him starting. Kieran Tierney, the best left back in the Premier League. The best left back in the Premier League is Kieran Tierney, and he starts against Leicester City today. The midfield, Dani Ceballos, Granit Xhaka, and Thomas Partey. Now, you see, we have one problem, that Xhaka, Partey, and Dani Ceballos, all of them look like players that can give you the same thing. That is the problem. But if you ask me honestly, what can I add in today's lineup to change the game? This is a lineup where I would just remove Dani Ceballos. Oh, actually, I wouldn't remove Ceballos. I would remove Xhaka, partner Partey with Ceballos, and then add one player, Mesut Ozil. That would be an absolute change. It would be a lineup that wins the game before we start it. But the front 3, Bukayo Saka starts ahead of Pepe and Willian. Now, this communicates something, guys. Saka starts ahead of Pepe and Willian. I think when it comes to output, creativity, and impact on the pitch, Saka has been better than Willian and Pepe. And I'm not surprised that Mikel Arteta chooses him ahead of these 2. Lacazette, one striker who has scored almost in every match he has started this season, starts in the middle, and then Aubameyang will be playing on the left. If you have any questions, and if you do not agree with this lineup, please let us know. Let us know, because for us, at time, like me, I'm contented. I'm really contented. Roman says 3-0, Abba with the double and Laka with 1. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. 3-0, Aubameyang with the double. I need your predictions, guys. I need your predictions. Hamza says Arsenal will win 2-1. Yeah, mine was a 2-2, but if I said if someone pushes me to the line, like you push me to the line and tell me, Kosi, who's gonna win this? I'm going for an Arsenal win 2-1, 3-2, something like that, right? Arsenal should use the formation 4-3-3-1. How many? 4-3-3-1. I think the one is the goalkeeper, right? Okay, that is Lodok. And it says Arsenal 2, Leicester City 1. Thank you for your prediction. Just close to mine. I think you guys, some of you are copying my prediction. Please give me your predictions. Don't copy mine. Mine is a 2-2. At the worst, a 2-1 for Arsenal. Arsenal to win 2-1. That is Julius. Yeah, you think about it and you're like, yeah, man, yeah, Arsenal can beat Leicester City. It is true. And then Julius from Fort says, Kosi, again, win Arsenal 2-1. Thank you so much, Julius. Thank you so much, Julius. Martin says, Bakosi, we still have chances to sign a war. Yeah, the chances are still there. Lyon are a selling club. They want money. They have always made it clear, give us the money, we give you the player. If you don't have money, you don't talk with Lyon. That has been the order of the day. That's how they do their business. They sell to the highest bidder. It is Lyon now, Lyon forever. They never change. They never change, bro. They never change. Chances are still there. Chances are still very alive. Last season, when we played them at the Emirates, we should have beaten them 4-0 by halftime. So we can win convincingly. Yeah, I also still remember VAR and the referee being against us last season. But I still, one of the talking points in last season's game was Bukayo Saka's brilliance, the way he laid that assist for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to finish. I hope you guys still remember in that 1-0 draw. Yeah, I still remember. I still remember. Arsenal 3-1. That is Julius Mugisha. Okay, thank you so much for the prediction, Blood. Arsenal still needs creativity. Ozil, yeah, like I said, if I had to change anything, I would just add Mesut Ozil. Nafi says it's going to be a 1-0 draw today. Okay, thank you so much, Blood. Andrew Ford says Arsenal 2-0 win. Zuma says, I want to join. Yeah, I wanted to create a link for you guys, but it seems I just can't add a comment. I don't know why, but it seems I just can't add a comment in here. Is it because I'm using Mobi? Maybe it's because I'm using the mobile app. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? People want to join. Okay, let me see what I can do, guys. Let me see what I can do so that you can join the stream. It's going to be a tough season. 3 days between each match. Yeah, it's going to be a very tough season. I thank you. That's a brilliant comment. That's a brilliant comment, guys. This is going to be a very tough season. You can see we have just played against Rapid Vienna after being beaten by Manchester City. Now we are going to play Leicester City. Then we go back into the Europa League and then versus Manchester United. So it's not going to be the easiest of seasons. And with for clubs that don't have squad depth like Arsenal, clubs clubs that lack squad depth, it's even gonna be worse. It's going to be really, really worse. Some say it's gonna be a 4-2 for Arsenal. And then I says it's a 4-2-3-1, 2-0 for Arsenal. Yeah, I know. I love that 4-2-3-1, guys. I just love it. Trust me, I just love that 4-2-3-1. Arsenal 2, Arsenal 3-1. Leicester, Arsenal gonna win. That is Emma. Thank you so much, Emma, for the comment. Love it. Arsenal 2, new Leicester City. This is Mohammed. Thank you so much. Please give me your comments. I'll be very glad to read them out. Very glad to read them out. Okay, here we go. Mohammed says it's gonna be a 2-0 for Arsenal. Then Zoom says Zobozlai or Awa. Financially, Zobozlai is a cheaper option who can give you what exactly how Semowa gives you. Experience, Hawa is experienced. If I look at the talent, talent wise, technical aspects, how the two players are gifted, I may not be very, it might not be very easy for me to decide on who is more technically gifted and who is more talented between Zobozlai and Awa. But what I know is Zobozlai is a perfect replacement of Mesut Ozil, has the qualities we are looking for: a goal-scoring midfielder, a person who can create chances, a person who can add to that speed, a person who can help us get into the dangerous areas for any club. Semowa is not any different. He will give you, he will give us the same thing. But I'll go for Semowa. I'll go with Semowa. Zoom. Arsenal 3, Leicester City 1. This is Nawa. Thank you, Lucas. And then Godfrey says Auba will score his second goal today. I hope so. I don't want to see him in a drought. Umao says Arsenal 2-0. There. Thank you so much. Live from Uganda, we need a playmaker to out on shot number 10. I think that might be in the January or in the summer. Maybe if you want Smith Rowe or Jose Willock, because they are playmakers as well, and they have been groomed by the Arsenal Academy. I mean, they are the playmakers we have with Danny Chupai. So if you want someone very quickly, we could just get that shot number 10 and give it to Smith Rowe and Jose Willock. I believe in Smith Rowe. He has not been given a lot of chances, but I don't believe in Jose Willock. I want to be honest with you guys. Loduk from Namulu. Arsenal should drop Ozil in attacking midfield. I think we are realizing this, a little bit too late. The player is out of the squad. But Arteta shouldn't play David Luiz always because he still has the mistakes in it. Believe me. Yeah, I think I'll talk about this in the player ratings. I don't want to defend him right now, and then he gets out there and makes these stupid mistakes, and then I pay for them. I don't want to, do that. But I think he's a changed player. Honestly, I think he's a changed player. This season, we are seeing a David Luiz who plays like a captain, a David Luiz who plays like a leader, a David Luiz who has transformed. He's like last season, he was in academy, and this season he has upgraded. He looks so good, whether with the ball or even without the ball. He's one of those players that have started our attacks on a number of occasions. I think that's the reason that's why Mikel Arteta just can't do away with him. Honestly. Okay. I want a 5-0. This is Bello. Yeah, including me, I would want to see us smash Leicester City 5-0. You don't know how happy I would be. 5-0. I mean, who doesn't want that? But at times it's not. It doesn't go down like that, guys. It's true. Stephen from Norway says Arsenal 3, Leicester City 1. Yeah. I can see your predictions. We need Oleme, a playmaker, Kosi, to put on shot number 10, and that's our Felipe Coutinho. Coutinho, with the problems Barcelona are having, they even don't know who to let out and who, to let stay at the club. Trust me, Barcelona is facing one of those, one of those eras, one of those times where their boat is shaking like I think we are in the times of Noah. They just can't they just can't, get hold of themselves. And, right now, I don't think they can give you any player. I don't think. But Bella says, or even 8 or 7-0, you're a true Arsenal fan. I appreciate that. John Bosco says, formation 4-3-3, trust me, okay? Thank you so much. So, guys, as we go into this game, there are things we have to expect, obviously. There are things I expect, and I think there are things we have to expect. One, it's going to be a midfield battle. It's going to be a midfield battle. Leicester City, is a club that plays through the midfield. When you look at their major pillars, the major players they have in their squad, Maddison, Tielemans, Ndidi, Barnes, the midfield. Trust me there. Those are midfield players. You ask yourself, how can we win the midfield battle? It's as easy as, Mikel Arteta has done it. Get the numbers in there. Get the numbers in the midfield. Let us fight for the ball. Why I don't like the 3-4-3 is, it limits the number of midfielders you have in the middle of the park. But now we have 3 midfielders. They have 3 or 4. We can win the battle. The second thing is, this is the ultimate test for Thomas Partey. It is the ultimate test for Thomas Partey, and you guys have to agree with me on this. There is no better time for Thomas Partey to prove to him, to us, that he is the player he is, other than today. He had a nice game against Rapid Vienna, but for me, I don't care. Rapid Vienna is a club that, it's not a test. It is and a test. Okay, I want to answer this because so many people ask it. So many times. Kosi, didn't you support Manchester United last week? Didn't you support Manchester United last week? No. My answer is no. I've done Manchester United content before. I've done so many clubs content before. I'm an Arsenal fan. You get me? I think I answered that. We should play like a big club today. That kind of, that boring kind of football should stop. However, I also still think that going forward, the pace is going to be a problem. The pace is going to be a problem. That sharpness going forward. That is one of the things we lack as Arsenal. And you guys know that. You know it. It's one of the things we lack as a club. Going forward, we are not sharp enough. We are not as sharp as a blade. We need that sharpness, and we need it quick. Steven says, you had a Manchester United. You had a Manchester United top I have so many jerseys, blood. I have so many jerseys apart from Tottenham Hotspur and Chelsea. I have so many. I have so many jerseys. I know you United fans may have mistaken that, but it is what it is. I have so many, and I still have your jersey, by the way. Kosi, tell me about new kit I saw. We have 3 kits. I don't see. Of course, there are so many other jumbled kits, made up. But we have 3 official kits. This one, I think you can see it. The blue one, and then the white one. Those are the 3 kits we have. Arsenal should show we are a big team. Yeah, I think that is pressing so hard. What happened between Ozil and Arteta? I don't think it is between Ozil and Arteta. I don't think it is, between Ozil and Arteta. I think the problem might be between, Ozil and the board and the management somewhere. I don't think it is Mikel Arteta. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me for the match preview. The lineups are out, and in a very, very few couple of minutes, the match is starting. I'll be here for the match reaction, so make sure you come back for the match reaction. Subscribe, smash the like button. Also, do me one favor. Tell a friend by sharing. Tell a friend to tell a friend by sharing. I'll make sure that we have a link where you can join for the match reaction, and then we'll be doing the player ratings for the game. I want to do the watch along, but that will depend on how my resources go down. Okay, so I'm signing out. I love you so much. Let us catch each other in the match reaction and the player ratings.